everyone, and welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today with Erica, we have an upper intermediate lesson.
That's right, an upper intermediate lesson that's a little bit strange.
It's a little bit strange, but it's a real English lesson because that's what we give you here at English Pod.
So in today's lesson, we've got a lot of really great language for you. We've got language to help you to gossip better.
Gossip. Why don't you explain it a little bit, just in case?
Okay, so if I gossip, I maybe share news or information about other people with my friends. Like I might say something like, Marco, did you see what happened in Chinese pod today? You'll never guess what I saw.
Exactly. That's gossip. And we also have language today to describe things.
To describe strange things.
Strange things. All right, so let's take a look at our vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
So in our vocabulary preview, we'll look at a few important words that will help you to understand the dialogue a little bit better.
Exactly. And the first word is weird.
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 Now, this is a common word you probably hear all the time and in a lot of different situations. So we wanted to explain it today.
Yeah, this word just means strange.
It's strange.
Yeah.
Weird person is a strange person.
Exactly. But the thing about this word is if you are a young person, let's say under the age of 35, you'll probably use it about 100 times a day.
Weird.
Yeah.
It's just such a good sounding word. Weird.
It is.
Okay, but the thing is that even though it's probably more commonly used in American English, it's still widely used for British English as well.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but maybe in British English you would say something like
Odd.
it's odd.
Yeah.
That's more common. Okay, let's look at our second word. Housewarming gift.
Housewarming gift.
Housewarming gift.
Housewarming gift.
Now, this is a cultural thing. It's really common in North America to give a housewarming gift to someone.
Yeah, if I move into a new house, maybe some of my friends or family will bring a gift over to make my house a little bit more beautiful.
So something like a photo frame or
maybe a plant, or sometimes even like maybe a basket of pastries or something.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I've never gotten one of those because I
Really?
don't have a home.
Oh, where do you live? On the street?
Well, I don't have my own home, so I have never gotten one of those.
Okay.
Okay, so we're ready now to listen to our dialogue.
So we've got two housewives who are gossiping about what's going on in the neighborhood, and let's listen to what happens.
Oh, I don't know if you've heard, but someone moved into that old house down the road.
Yeah, I know. I met the owner of the house yesterday as he was moving in. His name is Armand.
Really? What's he like? You have to fill me in.
Actually, he's a bit strange. I don't know. I've just got a bad feeling about him.
Really? Why?
Well, yesterday I brought over a housewarming gift, but Armand started acting really weird, and then he practically kicked me out. I tried to sort of peek into his house, but everything was so dark inside that I couldn't really get a good look. The whole thing really creeped me out.
Well, you'll never guess what I saw this morning. A delivery truck pulled into his driveway and it dropped off a long rectangular box. It almost looked like a coffin.
You see? Why would he...
Hello, ladies.
Armand! Oh, you scared the heck out of me. This is my friend Doris.
Pleasure to meet you. If you're not doing anything tonight, I'd like to have you both for dinner. I mean, I'd like to have you both over for dinner.
Ooh, that guy seems kind of weird.
You can hear his voice is like a weird guy, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at our language takeaway and look at some of these great words.
Language takeaway.
So our language takeaway focuses on several words from the dialogue that we feel are really important for you to know.
Exactly, and we have 4 of them for you today. Why don't we look at the first one?
Okay, so the first word is a bad feeling.
Bad feeling.
A bad feeling.
A bad feeling.
So we've got a few examples that will help you to understand how this phrase works.
Example 1.
I don't like Kelly's new boyfriend. I've got a bad feeling about him.
Example 2.
It's so dark. We shouldn't be out here. I've got a bad feeling about this.
Example 3.
I've got a bad feeling about this trip. I feel like something's going to happen. Maybe we shouldn't go.
Okay, so basically you think something bad is going to happen.
Yeah, you have a sort of uncomfortable feeling.
Okay, that makes sense. I have a bad feeling about something.
Exactly.
Okay, let's look at our second word now. Kicked me out.
Kicked me out.
Kicked me out.
Kicked me out.
So when someone kicks you out, it's they force you to leave. You don't want to leave, but they force you to
Yeah. Marco, have you ever kicked someone out of your class?
leave. Yes, I have.
Really?
Yeah. If you misbehave in my class, you're kicked out.
So you're pretty strict, huh?
Well, sometimes I am.
Okay.
Okay, also maybe you've kicked your husband out of bed.
I might have done that once or twice before.
We'll have to ask him. I'm sure he has. All right, so that's what it means. You force someone to leave the house, leave the class, leave the bed.
So kicked out of class, kicked out of the house, kicked out of bed.
Exactly. Great. Let's look at our third word now. Creeped me out.
Creeped me out.
Creeped me out.
Creeped me out.
Now, this is a really common phrase.
I like this phrase a lot, and we've got some examples for you to listen to help you understand this word a little bit better.
Example 1.
Shh. Did you hear that? Oh, I think I saw something.
Stop it. You're really creeping me out.
Example 2.
This place really creeps me out. Let's get out of here.
All right, well, I have a confession to make. I'm kind of creeped out by clowns.
You are?
Yes, I don't know. They're just creepy. They scare me. I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. So,
what is it about clowns that scare you so much?
I don't know. They're just white faces and weird paint. I don't know. It's just creepy. And the way they laugh. Oh, I don't know. No.
Maybe you had a bad experience with clowns as a child.
Probably. I watched a scary movie about clowns or something.
Yeah.
All right.
So creeped me out basically means made me feel uncomfortable.
Yes, it scares you.
Yeah. Well, speaking of being scared, we have our final word for language takeaway, and it is scared the heck out of me.
You scared the heck out of me.
Scared the heck out of me.
You got really scared.
Yeah, I think this is a quite common way of saying, you really, really scared me.
Yeah. Okay, we're ready to listen to our dialogue again. Now, try and see if you can catch all these phrases that we just talked about.
Oh, I don't know if you've heard, but someone moved into that old house down the road.
Yeah, I know. I met the owner of the house yesterday as he was moving in. His name is Armand.
Really? What's he like? You have to fill me in.
Actually, he's a bit strange. I don't know. I've just got a bad feeling about him.
Really? Why?
Well, yesterday I brought over a housewarming gift, but Armand started acting really weird, and then he practically kicked me out. I tried to sort of peek into his house, but everything was so dark inside that I couldn't really get a good look. The whole thing really creeped me out.
Well, you'll never guess what I saw this morning. A delivery truck pulled into his driveway and it dropped off a long rectangular box. It almost looked like a coffin.
You see? Why would he...
Hello, ladies.
Ah, Armand, you scared the heck out of me. This is my friend Doris.
A pleasure to meet you. If you are not doing anything tonight, I would like to have you both for dinner. I would like to have you both over for dinner.
You know, one of the things I really like about this dialogue is there's a lot of great phrases that will help you to gossip.
That's a good observation. So I think it's time for Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
In Fluency Builder, we take a simple phrase or a simple word you already know and show you how to express the same idea a little bit more naturally.
Okay, great. So let's take a look at our first item for Fluency Builder.
So when you gossip with somebody, you often tell them news or information that they don't know already. And you might start by saying, "Did you know that?"
Or you can say, "Did you hear?"
Yeah, both of those phrases are perfectly fine, but if you want to sound a little bit more native-like when you're gossiping, you might try out this phrase from the dialogue.
I don't know if you've heard.
Yeah, that's a really good phrase. You're saying exactly the same thing, but in a really natural way.
It's a great one for gossiping. So, Marco, I don't know if you've heard, but Chinese pod is up to some pretty crazy things.
See, that's exactly how you would use that phrase. So now let's take a look at our second item. Now, when you're gossiping, you want information.
That's right. So you might say, "Oh, tell me about it."
Or something like, "Give me the details."
Yeah, and again, both of these examples are perfectly fine, but when you're gossiping, you might want to try something like this.
You have to fill me in. You have to fill me in.
Fill me in. Yeah, that's what I would say. Fill me in, give me the details. Fill me in.
Fill me in on today's gossip.
Okay, so let's take a look at our third item. Now, if you have some juicy, gossipy news,
And you want to start up a conversation, you might use this phrase here.
Well, you'll never guess what I saw this morning. Well, you'll never guess what I saw this morning.
that's a really good phrase. You can change it a little bit. You can say, "You'll never guess who I saw."
Or "You'll never guess what I heard."
Exactly.
Very excellent gossip phrases.
We're teaching you how to gossip because that's real English.
People really do it, so you got to know the language for it. All right, so enough of our gossip. I think it's time for us to listen to the dialogue one last time.
Oh, I don't know if you've heard, but someone moved into that old house down the road.
Yeah, I know. I met the owner of the house yesterday as he was moving in. His name is Armand.
Really? What's he like? You have to fill me in.
Actually, he's a bit strange. I don't know. I've just got a bad feeling about him.
Really? Why?
Well, yesterday I brought over a housewarming gift, but Armand started acting really weird, and then he practically kicked me out. I tried to sort of peek into his house, but everything was so dark inside that I couldn't really get a good look. The whole thing really creeped me out.
Well, you'll never guess what I saw this morning. A delivery truck pulled into his driveway and it dropped off a long rectangular box. It almost looked like a coffin.
You see? Why would he...
Hello, ladies.
Armand! Oh, you scared the heck out of me. This is my friend Doris.
Pleasure to meet you. If you're not doing anything tonight, I'd like to have you both for dinner. I mean, I'd like to have you both over for dinner.
Okay, Marco, I have a true story for you.
Is it kind of like a creepy story?
It is a creepy story indeed.
Is it a true story?
No, it's really true. So
Okay.
when I was young, I used to live in the country. And, in the country, all of the neighbors know each other. It's a small community, so everyone knows what's happening all the time.
Okay.
And there was some gossip going on in our community about a guy who lived at the end of the road. And he was the owner of a car wrecking yard. So a place where you take old broken down cars and take the parts apart to sell.
Right.
And anyway.
A scrapyard.
Yeah, a scrapyard.
All right.
Okay, so, he had a wife and a couple of kids, and suddenly his wife disappeared.
Wow.
Yeah. And no one knew what happened or anything. And so several years pass, and suddenly the police start coming in and start investigating this guy and start digging up all of the land around his property. And I don't know what they're doing, but I think they were looking for the wife's body.
Wow. And did they find it?
I don't know, I moved away.
Ah, such a great story, but we don't know how it ends.
Yeah, well,
Well, we can leave it up to the imagination of our listeners.
exactly.
Maybe they were looking for an old car.
An old car buried in the ground. I don't think so.
All right, that's a true story. Real English, real stories.
You
There
heard
go.
it first here on English Pod.
All right. So we want to hear your comments and suggestions about this topic. I bet a lot of our listeners also have creepy stories, maybe ghost stories, maybe, I don't know, different types of weird stories. So you guys should definitely log on to English Pod and share them with us.
That's right. Go to EnglishPod.com and in the comments section of the website, tell us your creepy stories.
And we're going to pick out the best story as the story of the week.
We'll announce it in our This Just In podcast.
Yes, so we want to hear all your juicy stories and gossip maybe as well.
Yes.
All right. Well, it's time for us to go. So be sure to listen to us next time. But until then, it's
Bye-bye.
bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Phrase used to introduce a piece of information.
I don't know if you heard.
Tell me about it.
Fill me in.
A sense or feeling that something bad is going to happen.
A bad feeling.
Strange, unusual.
Weird.
Make or force someone to leave when they don't want to.
Kick out.
Make me feel uncomfortable and a bit scared.
Creep me out.
Phrase used to introduce a piece of news.
You'll never guess.
Cause someone to feel a lot of fear.
Scare the heck out of me.
Strange or unusual.
Bizarre.
Strange or scary, causing people to feel nervous and afraid.
Creepy.
A dead person who drinks the blood of living people.
Vampire.
Phrase used to introduce a piece of gossip.
Have you heard?
Phrase used to introduce an interesting or surprising piece of information.
Guess what? Let's try that faster.
A dead person who drinks the blood of living people.
Vampire.
Phrase used to introduce a piece of news.
You'll never guess.
Tell me about it.
Fill me in.
Phrase used to introduce a piece of gossip.
Have you heard?
Strange or scary, causing people to feel nervous and afraid.
Creepy.
Phrase used to introduce an interesting or surprising piece of information.
Guess what?
Strange, unusual.
Weird.
Make me feel uncomfortable and a bit scared.
Creep me out.
Cause someone to feel a lot of fear.
Scare the heck out of me.
Make or force someone to leave when they don't want to.
Kick out.
A sense or feeling that something bad is going to happen.
A bad feeling.
Strange or unusual.
Bizarre.
Phrase used to introduce a piece of information.
I don't know if you heard. Now say the word and hear it in a sentence. Weird. Last night, I kept hearing a really weird sound. I don't know what it was. Weird. Our teacher seems a bit weird, don't you think? Weird. The weirdest thing happened to me yesterday. A pack of monkeys stole my car keys. A bad feeling. I've got a bad feeling about Kelly's new boyfriend. I don't think he's a good guy. A bad feeling. I have a bad feeling about this sales strategy. I think it's going to fail. A bad feeling. I've got a bad feeling about this trip. I think we should stay home. Kick out. If you don't be quiet, I'm going to kick you out of this meeting. Kick out. We got kicked out of the restaurant at midnight because they were closing. Kick out. That's it. I'm kicking you out of class. Go stand in the hall. Creep me out. This old house is so scary. It's really creeping me out. Creep me out. I watched The Exorcist last night. That movie really creeps me out. Creep me out. The last time I walked home alone at night, I really got creeped out. I almost got in a car accident yesterday. That scared the heck out of me. Don't wear that vampire mask. You're scaring the heck out of the baby. I'm terrified of clowns. They scare the heck out of me. I don't know if you've heard, but Susan and John are breaking up. I don't know if you've heard, but the new marketing manager is single. I don't know if you've heard, but Maurice quit his job yesterday. Fill me in. I can't go to today's meeting, but can you fill me in on the important details? Fill me in. How was your date? You have to fill me in. Fill me in. Sarah missed her class yesterday, but I filled her in on the homework assignment. You'll never guess what I heard. Peter and Anna are getting married. You'll never guess who I saw yesterday. Bill, my boyfriend from high school. You'll never guess what Sandra told me. She's moving to Alaska. Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
Today we're bringing you part 2 of another great lesson that we had.
Yes, new guy in town.
The new guy in town.
Part 2.
Part 2. Kind of a creepy story.
Yes.
Yeah, and this one is also a little bit strange, a little bit weird.
Yeah, unusual outcome, unusual ending.
But it has to do a lot with invitations.
That's right. So an invitation is when you ask somebody to do something with you.
Right. A dinner invitation.
So we're going to be talking about invitations and inviting people to do things.
Okay.
Well, with that, let's listen to the dialogue for the first time.
Oh, Armand, thank you for such a thoughtful invitation. It's really very nice of you to invite us over for dinner. Don't you think so, Ellen?
Oh, yes, of course. We'd love to come over. Can I bring anything?
No, don't worry about it. I'll take care of everything. I'll see you tonight. Come with an appetite. I know I will.
I don't want to go over to his place for dinner. He gives me the creeps. Why on earth did you accept?
Oh, come on, Ellen. It'll be nice to get to know him. Besides, he's new to the neighborhood, and it would be rude to decline his invitation.
I guess so. You always rope me into things like this.
Ladies. Thank you for coming. You look delicious. I mean, beautiful. Please, come in.
Oh, Armand, you are too kind.
How did I get myself into this?
Wow, I'm really anxious to see what happens in this dinner party
Yeah, I guess we'll have to stay tuned and find out.
for part 3.
Yeah.
All right, well, we have some really great vocabulary, so I guess we can start with language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
All right, on language takeaway today, we have 3 great words. Erica, why don't you start us off with the first one?
The first word is thoughtful.
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 So when you're thoughtful, you're kind, right?
You're kind, you're considerate
Yes,
to
you-
other people.
You think about what the other person would like.
Right,
And you do
right.
that thing.
It's so thoughtful of you.
Yeah.
Our second phrase, give me the creeps.
Give me the creeps.
Give me the creeps.
This is kind of a funny phrase, but I think if we listen to some examples, we'll understand the meaning.
Example 1. Horror movies give me the creeps. Example 2. Stop it! You're giving me the creeps. Example 3.
I saw this really scary clown. It gave me the creeps.
So I can see this one means to make me feel uncomfortable.
Right, it makes me feel
Like strange.
scared.
Yeah, scared.
Also,
Yeah.
gives me the creeps. And our last phrase for language takeaway, rope me into.
Rope me into something.
Rope me into something. So if you rope me into something, it's
It's like you convince me to do something that I don't really want to do.
right. So I roped you into lending me your car.
Yes, that was a bad idea.
That was a bad idea.
And you roped me into going out for beers after work.
Yeah, that was a great idea. All right, so rope me into,
Yeah.
convince.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so I guess we could listen to our dialogue again.
This time a little bit slower, and you'll be able to understand the language a little bit more clearly.
Oh, Armand, thank you for such a thoughtful invitation. It's really very nice of you to invite us over for dinner. Don't you think so, Ellen?
Oh, yes, of course. We'd love to come over. Can I bring anything?
No, don't worry about it. I'll take care of everything. I'll see you tonight. Come with an appetite. I know I will.
I don't want to go over to his place for dinner. He gives me the creeps. Why on earth did you accept?
Oh, come on, Ellen. It would be nice to get to know him. Besides, he's new to the neighborhood, and it would be rude to decline his invitation.
I guess so. You always wrote me into things like this.
Ladies, thank you for coming. You look delicious. I mean, beautiful. Please come in. Come in.
Oh, Armand, you are too kind.
How did I get myself into this?
Well, I guess that's a lot more clear, and with that, we can start putting it together today.
Putting it together.
Today we've got 3 words and phrases that we want to show you how you can put together and use differently. Mm-hmm. The first one is appetite.
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 So appetite is like a strong desire for food, right?
Right, an appetite.
We've got some examples that show you how to use this phrase. Let's listen.
Example 1.
Dinner smells so good. It's giving me an appetite.
Example 2. You're sure eating a lot. You must have a big appetite. Example 3.
I'm getting sick. I have a fever and I've lost my appetite.
Okay, so we saw some great examples of appetite. Mm-hmm. You can lose your appetite.
That's right.
You have a big appetite, a small appetite.
A healthy appetite.
Right. So it just means...
a desire for food.
Desire
a hunger
for
food. Yeah.
Okay. Great. What's our second phrase for today?
Get to know someone.
Get to know.
Get to know.
So when you get to know someone is you talk to them and you find out what they do.
Yeah, you get more familiar with them.
More familiar, right. For example, we can say, I got to know her in Spanish class and she's a really nice person.
Yeah, or you can say, Armand, Ellen, and Doris got to know each other at a dinner party.
Right. Or you can say, if you get to know me, you'll see that I'm not a bad guy.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, get to know.
And our third phrase is, why on earth?
Why on earth?
Why on earth?
Why on earth? This is like a saying, expression.
You can use it in a lot of different ways. So we've got some examples for you. Let's listen.
Example 1. Where on earth is my phone? Example 2.
How on earth did you learn English in 1 month?
Example 3. What on earth is it?
So when you ask a question with on earth, so why on earth, how on earth, what on earth, it's like you're showing a lot of surprise.
Okay, great stuff. So let's just listen to our dialogue a third time.
Oh, Armand, thank you for such a thoughtful invitation. It's really very nice of you to invite us over for dinner. Don't you think so, Ellen?
Oh, yes, of course. We'd love to come over. Can I bring anything?
No, don't worry about it. I'll take care of everything. I'll see you tonight. Come with an appetite. I know I will.
I don't want to go over to his place for dinner. He gives me the creeps. Why on earth did you accept?
Oh, come on, Ellen. It'll be nice to get to know him. Besides, he's new to the neighborhood, and it would be rude to decline his invitation.
I guess so. You always wrote me into things like this.
Ladies. Thank you for coming. You look delicious. I mean, beautiful. Please, come in.
Oh, Armand, you are too kind.
How did I get myself into this?
We want to know what you think happens next.
Yes, what happens in this dialogue next?
So we want you to send us your idea of what happens next, and we're going to choose the best one.
That's right. Marco and I will choose the best continuation of this story, and we'll use that in part 3 of The New Guy in Town.
That's right. So you can give it any direction you want.
That's right.
And of course, we'll publish the name of the author with the lesson.
Yes.
I'm really anxious to see what ideas come up and how we can end this dialogue.
I know we've got a lot of really creative users out there, so I'm really looking forward to this.
That's right. That's right. So be sure to send us your ideas, either a private message or you can post it on the comments section of this lesson. And any other questions or doubts, go to englishpod.com and you can leave them there.
Yes, Marco and I are always happy to answer your questions.
Okay, folks. So until then, it's
goodbye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. Showing concern for the needs and feelings of other people. Thoughtful. A physical desire of food. Appetite. Make someone to feel scared and uncomfortable. Give the creeps. Start to know, become familiar with someone. Get to know. Expression to emphasize surprise or frustration. On earth. Say you will not or cannot do something. Decline. Rope into. Polite way to ask guests to make themselves comfortable. Make yourself at home. Being a friendly and caring host to the guests. Hospitable. Potluck. A party to celebrate moving into a new house. Housewarming. Let's try that faster. Say you will not or cannot do something. Decline. Being a friendly and caring host to the guests. Hospitable. Polite way to ask guests to make themselves comfortable. Make yourself at home. A physical desire of food. Appetite. A party to celebrate moving into a new house. Housewarming. Start to know, become familiar with someone. Get to know. Showing concern for the needs and feelings of other people. Thoughtful. Make someone to feel scared and uncomfortable. Give the creeps. Potluck. Expression to emphasize surprise or frustration. On earth. Rope into. Now say the word and hear it in a sentence. Thoughtful. Thanks for the Christmas gift. It's exactly what I want. You're so thoughtful. Thoughtful. This is very thoughtful of you to help me out. Thoughtful. Thank you for being so thoughtful. Appetite. Dinner smells so good. It's giving me an appetite. Appetite. You're sure eating a lot. You must have a big appetite. Appetite. I'm getting sick. I have a fever and I've lost my appetite. Give the creeps. Horror movies give me the creeps. Give the creeps.
Stop showing these images to me. They are giving me the creep. Give the creeps. I saw this really scary clown. It gave me the creep. Where on earth is my phone? How on earth did you learn English in 1 month? What on earth is it? Decline. It's not polite to decline Molly and Jim's dinner invitation. Decline. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to decline the invitation to your party. I'm busy that day. Decline. Everyone is going to attend the wedding. No one declined our invitation. Last night, Pete roped me into going for a drink after work. Renee is always roping me into doing her work for her. You're not going to rope me into spending the whole day shopping. Get to know. Karen and Victor got to know each other in university. Get to know. After you get to know him, Alan is a really nice guy. Get to know. I'm spending some time getting to know my team. EnglishPod.com.
Oh, Armand, thank you for such a thoughtful invitation. It's really very nice of you to invite us over for dinner. Don't you think so, Ellen?
Oh, yes, of course. We'd love to come over. Can I bring anything?
No, don't worry about it. I'll take care of everything. I'll see you tonight. Come with an appetite. I know I will.
I don't want to go over to his place for dinner. He gives me the creeps. Why on earth did you accept?
Oh, come on, Ellen. It'll be nice to get to know him. Besides, he's new to the neighborhood, and it would be rude to decline his invitation.
I guess so. You always rope me into things like this.
Ladies. Thank you for coming. You look delicious. I mean, beautiful. Please, come in.
Oh, Armand, you are too kind.
How did I get myself into this?
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco,
And I'm Erica.
and we're bringing you the third part of our suspense series of New Guy in Town.
That's right. What's going to happen today?
Well, I don't know. There's still so many things that could happen. This guy is kind of weird,
No,
right?
is he a vampire? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, and I would like to thank all of our listeners for contributing and sending out their ideas of what they think happens in this third part.
Yeah, I especially like the story about the rabbit.
Yeah, the rabbit. That was a good one.
Yeah.
As promised, we took the idea of one of our listeners and created the dialogue around it.
Yes.
And this time it was a contribution of Babar Dewan.
Yeah, he gave us a great idea for this dialogue.
Exactly. He gave us a really good idea. So thank you, Babar. And this one is for you. In this dialogue, we're going to be looking at some hospitality vocabulary.
Yeah, some phrases you can use when you welcome someone to your house. All right, well, we've got some language to preview, so let's turn now to vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
On vocabulary preview, we have the word appetite.
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 So, Erica, tell us about appetite.
When you have an appetite, you're hungry, or you have a desire to eat food, right?
All right, so you can have a big appetite, a small appetite.
Really hungry, a little bit hungry.
Okay. Let's look at our next word. Poison.
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 So poison could be a noun or a verb.
Exactly. So when you poison someone, you put something in their food or maybe in their drink that makes them really sick and maybe even makes them die.
Okay, so to poison somebody.
Yep. And the noun is actually the thing that you put inside the food or drink.
So usually poison is some sort of chemical substance.
Yes.
Snakes, for example, have poison,
Yeah, in their teeth.
right? So if you get bitten by a snake,
You'll get poisoned.
you'll get poisoned. All right, so let's take a look at our dialogue for the first time and see why we are talking about poison. And we'll come back and explain some great words.
Please make yourselves at home. Let me take your coats. Dinner's almost ready. I hope you brought your appetite.
Your house is lovely, Armand. Very interesting decor. Very gothic.
I think it's amazing. Oh, you have such good taste, Armand. I'm thinking of redecorating my house. Maybe you could give me a few pointers?
It would be my pleasure. Please have a seat. Can I offer you a glass of wine?
We would love some.
Here you are. A very special Merlot, brought directly from my home country. It has a unique ingredient, which gives it a pleasant aroma and a superior flavor.
It's delicious.
It's a bit bitter for my taste. Almost tastes like...
Ellen? Ellen? Are you okay?
Did she pass out?
Yeah.
I hope you didn't poison her drink too much. You'll ruin our meal.
Okay, so that was unexpected.
I know, Lois. Can you believe it?
Apparently Lois is helping Armand.
I know.
Maybe she's a vampire.
All right, well, I really wonder what's going to happen next.
We'll see what happens next. But now let's take a look at some of the language in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
All right, so we have a couple of words in Language Takeaway today. Let's start off with pointers.
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 So to give somebody pointers,
You give them some suggestions.
suggestions or tips.
Exactly.
All right, so suggestions or tips. Let's listen to some examples of how you would use it.
Example 1.
I want to dance salsa better. Can you give me a few pointers?
Example 2.
I need some pointers on how to be a better manager.
Example 3.
Let me give you a few pointers so you can pass your exam.
All right, so pointers, it's clear now. Let's take a look at our next word, aroma.
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 Aroma. This
Now-
is a nice round word,
Yeah,
isn't it?
aroma.
Yeah.
Well, this word makes you sound really educated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Basically, it means
Smell.
smell.
Yep.
So you could say, for example, this coffee has a great aroma.
Or maybe this perfume has the aroma of roses and lavender.
Nice. Okay, let's take a look at our next word, bitter.
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 Bitter. Bitter.
Okay, bitter. So bitter is the opposite of
Sweet.
sweet.
So it's always hard to describe taste, isn't it?
Yeah.
But maybe we can say a few foods that are bitter.
Okay.
So chocolate, when it has no sugar, is bitter.
Okay. Or for example, coffee without any sugar is also bitter.
Yeah, and sometimes red wine can be quite bitter.
So bitter. Okay, and now let's take a look at our last word. Pass out.
Pass out.
pass out.
Pass out.
It seems kind of easy. Pass and out.
Yep.
But
Oh.
it means something different.
Yeah, when you put them together.
What does it mean?
It means faint or become unconscious.
Okay.
So imagine someone when they're standing up and then suddenly they start to move around and then fall over to the ground.
Okay, pass out.
Yes.
This usually happens when you get really, really drunk.
Maybe sometimes also when maybe you're pregnant, you might pass out.
Right. Okay, to lose consciousness.
Yes. Marco and I have a couple of examples of this word for you.
Example 1.
I drank so much last night that I passed out at my friend's house.
Example 2.
She was standing in the sun too long, so she passed out right in front of me.
Example 3.
My sister passes out whenever she sees blood.
All right, so let's listen to our dialogue again now. We're going to slow it down a little bit.
And you'll be able to hear these words that we just talked about.
Please make yourselves at home. Let me take your coats. Dinner is almost ready. I hope you brought your appetite.
Your house is lovely, Armand. Very interesting decor. Very gothic.
I think it's amazing. You have such good taste, Armand. I'm thinking of redecorating my house. Maybe you could give me a few pointers?
It would be my pleasure. Please have a seat. Can I offer you a glass of wine?
We would love some.
Here you are. A very special Merlot brought directly from my home country. It has a unique ingredient, which gives it a pleasant aroma and superior flavor.
It's delicious.
It's a bit bitter for my taste. Almost tastes like...
Ellen, are you okay?
Did she pass out?
Yeah.
I hope that you didn't poison her drink too much. You'll ruin our meal.
All right, so interesting story.
Yes.
We have some great phrases that we've used here, so let's take a look at them in Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
We've got 4 phrases for you that are great to use when you want to welcome someone into your house or into your office or anywhere, really.
Exactly. So why don't we take a look at the first one?
Please make yourselves at home.
Please make yourselves at home.
Please make yourselves at home.
So this is a very common phrase when you invite somebody to your house.
Yeah.
You always use this phrase.
Yeah. It's like make yourself comfortable, relax, sit down.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Like, my house is your house.
Exactly. Please make yourself at home.
Okay, good one. Usually people arrive to a party or to a dinner with jackets, coats, scarves, all that stuff. So this next phrase is really handy.
Let me take your coats.
Let me take your coats.
Let me take your coats.
So that means give me your coats and I'll put them in the closet.
Right.
Let me take your coats.
And then a good host would always offer a drink, right?
Exactly. Water, or in this case, wine.
So they would say, can I offer you a glass of wine?
Or sometimes you could say, can I offer you something to drink?
Yeah. So can I offer you a glass of wine?
Can I offer you a glass of wine? You offer me a glass of wine. I say, yeah, sure, I'll take a glass of wine.
All right. And then I would use our next phrase. Here you are.
Here you are.
Here you are.
Exactly. It doesn't mean that you are here.
No.
It's saying to someone, here it is, take it.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
You know what? This is a really, really great phrase. A lot of people who are learning English don't say this, but it's really common, really natural. And if you use it, it'll sound really great.
Here you are. Exactly.
Here you are.
Here
and
you are.
You can use this anytime you give someone something.
Right. So if you give somebody a pen or a pencil, a notebook, here you are. Here it is.
Yep.
Okay. Great words. So let's listen to our dialogue one more time and then we'll come back.
Please make yourselves at home. Let me take your coats. Dinner's almost ready. I hope you brought your appetite.
Your house is lovely, Armand. Very interesting decor. Very gothic.
I think it's amazing. Oh, you have such good taste, Armand. I'm thinking of redecorating my house. Maybe you could give me a few pointers?
It would be my pleasure. Please have a seat. Can I offer you a glass of wine?
We would love some.
Here you are. A very special Merlot, brought directly from my home country. It has a unique ingredient, which gives it a pleasant aroma and a superior flavor.
It's delicious.
It's a bit bitter for my taste. Almost tastes like...
Ellen? Ellen? Are you okay?
Did she pass out?
Yeah.
I hope you didn't poison her drink too much. You'll ruin our meal.
Okay, so Armand is a pretty good host. He offered them a Merlot,
Yeah, which is a type of wine.
a type of wine.
Yeah.
And this is really interesting because there are many types of wines.
Yes.
Do you know any?
I know a lot.
All right, so
Yeah.
give us some pointers here.
All right, Merlot is probably like the most common red wine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Merlot is actually the grape variety, or
The grape variety.
varietal, as it's called in wine speak.
Wow, varietal.
Yeah. Well, right now, I'm really liking to drink Tempranillo, which is a Spanish wine.
Tempranillo.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And that also the type of grape?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Usually we would say red wine or white wine,
Yeah.
right? But the varieties, depending on the grapes, is what gives them their names.
Mm-hmm.
So we also have a couple of other, like maybe you have a Chardonnay,
White wine,
white wine. You have a Cabernet Sauvignon,
red wine.
red wine again.
Yep.
And my personal favorite is a Carmenere.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice one.
That's a nice one.
Yeah.
And it's not very common anymore.
Yeah.
Apparently, the grape isn't growing very well in France anymore
Yeah.
or in Spain.
Yeah.
So, from what I understand, it's only in Chile and Argentina, but it's a really
Actually,
good
Argentina makes really good Carmeneres.
wine. Yeah.
But you know who else makes good wine?
Who?
Canadians.
Really?
Yes.
Canadian wine.
Yeah. You almost never find it outside of Canada, but there is one region in the western part of the country that makes really, really good wines, especially some nice Pinot Noirs and some good
Nice.
white wines. Okanagan Valley. Check it out.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what about in your countries? Do you produce any wine or maybe any other type of drink?
Yes.
Right? Many countries have their own types of drinks, so we want to know about it. Tell
Yes.
us.
And many countries have different traditions to be hospitable, to be
Exactly.
welcoming.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So visit our website, englishpod.com. Leave all your comments. Tell us about how you welcome people into your house.
All right, and we'll be there to answer them, but we got to go now, so
Until next time,
Bye.
goodbye.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. Get comfortable and feel like you are in your own home.
Make yourselves at home.
Tips, advice, hints.
Pointer.
Refers to liking nice things.
Good taste.
The way something smells.
Aroma.
The way something tastes.
Flavor.
Opposite of sweet.
Bitter.
Faint. Lose consciousness.
Pass out.
Containing a lot of sugar.
Sweet.
Sit down. Take a seat.
Have a seat.
To add alcohol or drugs to a food or drink.
Spike.
Having an acid taste that is like the taste of a lemon.
Sour.
Only allowing people from a high social class.
Exclusive.
Let's try that faster. To add alcohol or drugs to a food or drink.
Spike.
Containing a lot of sugar.
Sweet.
Faint. Lose consciousness.
Pass out.
Only allowing people from a high social class.
Exclusive.
Get comfortable and feel like you are in your own home.
Make yourselves at home.
Tips, advice, hints.
Pointer.
Having an acid taste that is like the taste of a lemon.
Sour.
The way something tastes.
Flavor.
Refers to liking nice things.
Good taste.
The way something smells.
Aroma.
Sit down. Take a seat.
Have a seat.
Opposite of sweet.
Bitter.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Make yourselves at home. Come on in. Sit down. Make yourself at home. Make yourselves at home. You'll get there before me, so just go on in and make yourself at home. Make yourselves at home. I hope you don't mind, but I just made myself at home. Pointer. I'm going to give a presentation tomorrow. Do you think you can give me a few pointers? Pointer. Here, let me give you a few pointers about learning English. Pointer. You gave me some great pointers. They were really helpful. Aroma. This coffee has a lovely aroma. Aroma. Each morning I was woken up by the aroma of fresh baked bread. Aroma. This wine has an aroma almost like grass. I feel terrible. I think someone poisoned me. Many people got sick after something poisoned the water. The pollution is poisoning the air. Pass out. I'm so hungry, I think I'm going to pass out. Pass out. After finishing the marathon, she fell to the ground and passed out. Pass out. What's happening? Why am I on the ground? Did I pass out?